Hello and welcome to On Broadway, I guess we're going to call this. So today, really, what did I want to do with the whole purpose of this? The whole purpose of this is to go through a few different things. We're going to talk about method, getting to method, but really the most important thing is what my outlook is for the Guys and Dolls production that I'm doing, featuring Harry Connick Jr. and Ansel Elgort. Ansel Elgort as the donkey and the burro. No, we're going to go through all that stuff, and I'm going to keep all that the mockery to a minimum, but that's part of it. I want it to be fun production, but at the same time, too, it was impassioned and absolutely impassioned. Here's the look ahead real quick. In looking at the Guys and Dolls production, look, easily, in my mind, in fact, I told Spielberg, I said, I could recreate your West Side Story, making Guys and Dolls the same thing, just like that. And I am, but I'm not, and there's a lot of contemplation, because there's also purism. To me, by looking at that, which that's a completely different conversation, West Side Story, genius. So beyond genius, you don't even know. And there's 3 parts in there that marks him as his new genius that I personally challenge him. Okay, one scene is the whole scene segue. Now I'm not talking about the one shot. I am, but before they go behind the floorboards in the gym, that part. That's one of 3 parts. Okay, the part I think he got wrong when he was singing Maria, and you hear the echoes of Maria. That part isn't right. It's right almost. Okay, but look at these are little things. These are minor things. I'm talking about major things. I'm talking about here why I challenged this. Was I someone that was all about every Broadway musical ever all my life? No, I was in a few of them. Okay, whatever. But this is different. This is different for many different reasons, many different conversations. 2:11 is the minute mark. We're going to come back to that later broadcast. But this is on Broadway. I wanted to give you a look ahead. It's called, what I'm calling it is Sky Song, Sky Masterson. Okay? Is the lead role. But you see, just like West Side Story, he had an opportunity. But you see, he had 3 things. I'm going to talk about 3 important things. Preserve. Spielberg preserved the original. Okay, so preserve, enhance, and then what is the third thing? The third thing is futurize. That's what he did with all the controversy about the different languages. Great. I'm doing the same thing with Guys and Dolls. Of course, I have to, but it's instantly out of the gate, and it's way beyond that, because you see, the whole study before that was all method on method on method with method plus Meisner. Okay, all that stuff came together so quickly, and it's beyond. It's beyond method. The method sometimes the method compels you. Only the truest, only professional people that are that deep in the game, okay, at whatever level, can understand that you actually will stray away from certain projects or things because you do not want to be pulled into the method, because you know the second you're there, that method will pull you. And great, when I'm saying that, it can be a beautiful thing. It is totally and ultimately rewarding. It's holistically healing to be part of that method, to be part of a production where you can just let it all go, you see. And so that's the first important thing I also wanted to stress, is that with this production, it's a holistic, there's an organic process. I see Ansel Elgort's love for being Brando in this. He's in. You're done, kid. That's it. We will get the check from someone. That's it. It doesn't matter who. On with the show. Same thing with Road to Perdition. Okay, the fact that I didn't get paid doesn't mean that I didn't work on it for 2 years. Okay, I'm done, and I'm done waiting. This is why I'm on this next production, and that's why it's going to go on, because they owe me, and let's go. Spielberg doesn't want to direct it. He wants a woman director. That's fine. Guys, what do you say? Woman director? Sure. Let's on with the show. But you see, I'm taking it, and because of that, I'm taking it in a completely different perspective. I'm calling it Sky Songs, the lesser known songs of Dolls and Guys. Okay, why? Frank Lesser and Lowe. Okay, but really, Lesser wrote 14 songs for Guys and Dolls, five of which were not featured in the movie. You see, They've been in Broadway productions and scattered here and there. So I use that as my starting point. Here we are at the 5-minute mark. I've used that as my starting point for this production. Because what I did is I went back to the original, they being ultra puristic and ultra Spielberg, but beyond Spielberg. I'm taking this beyond what Spielberg would do to West Side Story. Because you understand, using the same three tenets of preserve, enhance, and futurize. Okay? Preserving. I'm preserving, starting with the initial process, the absolutely initial process of how Lester started Guys and Dolls. They did it backwards. First, it was the two short stories, the idyllic La 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 and Blood Pressure. Those were the two short stories. That's what's on the page. That's why I started to read out at first. I was going to start this out with a rereading of it like I did for Edge of Purgatory. I could write a whole movie, in fact, put that out there, that is not Purgatory, but involves all those characters. Whatever, and that's great if we were ever tying together the extended gangster universe. That's all on the table again. But I have to put that out there, saying that there's opportunities. Just like those opportunities, because of the timeline in which this is set, that I'm also being historically accurate and pure to the timeline in which the musical is set. Also, I'm looking to bring out the women's issues of the time, okay? I don't want Mrs. J to sit there and, you know what, only because you cannot get past. If you're hearing that papery, plastically, Marge Simpson said this, and all I could get is the grip waiting for the wedding ring. I can't get past that to understand what are the struggles of a woman in the 1950s growing up in an age of textiles, plastics, and pills. See? That's to me an important part, even if it's just glossed over. But by the fact that we're taking this on as a movie plus, and people know the original text, there's a chance to go beyond that, just like Spielberg did go beyond it. But again, he went more to the side of preserve. Great. By looking at the powers that be, and meaning whatever media outlet we're going to put this into, okay, what do they think about that? Are they going to tell us our artistic genius? Look at it. I can articulate it every way. Plus, yeah, and it comes down to that, but I'm telling you right now, look at it. Let's wrap it up with his three musicals. He's got West Side Story, The Color Purple coming up, and then this one. That's it. Wrap it up under my helm. This must be done. Do you understand? And it will be done, because with me, Harry, and Ansel, it will be done. That's it. The rest of it falls together. You want to piece it together the same way. Like I said, I'll make you a Guys and Dolls style West Side Story like this, and that's how it started. But that's not what it came into. Here we are at the 8-minute mark. It turned on the side is infinity. Okay, David Fincher, what's up? Well, you guys, okay, listen. So much love for everyone out there, including all of this. Why Harry Connick? I don't care about what people look. There is no one on this planet that can pull that role off more than him. Same thing with Ansel. Period. That's it. Done deal. I don't care who else we're using. The rest of it falls in. Yes, I do care. Okay, because I want to see someone that's more diverse, which is why in my little playlist, we'll get back to the playlist in a second. I'm trying to keep this at 15 minutes. Okay, we're gonna get back to the playlist. But the end of it, I pulled in Your Wings. Okay. The bottom of this is, look at, I started by focusing on the 5 songs that were not included in the movie version of Guys and Dolls. Okay, plus going into the original text of Damon Runyon. However, I stopped really short there because that's an easy do. You can take any text and read that. No, they did that. But what they also did too is after they wrote the songs, they went back and then just somehow retrofitted the text to the movie, versus the opposite, that someone writes the text and someone's playing the melody for them. Okay, that's beautiful too. So what I did is that I went back into the 2 original texts and started with that, and then started with 5 songs, created a playlist that was, when I say passion, you go to Paul McCartney, you go to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, or any song that was written overnight. Aerosmith, the Steven Tyler, all these. There's a possession factor that transcends religion and philosophy. that person that's writing that at that time, you become the hands and the vessel of the universe. That's it. We're gonna you see and understand that or not, and if you don't understand that, that's fine too, because the people that do, there's something you can read called Plato's Cave, and these are the people that are coming back to give you music and structure and things in your life. That's what's going on with the guys and dolls. Anyway, but at the end of it, I wanted it to have a duet, because really, when you think of the music, and I'm looking at it back, yes, it's all that beautiful music. My challenge is going to be to take the parts of it as if we would make it. Let's just say, remaking it. Okay, that's part one. Okay, but part two, it's not that at all. Look at the playlist, because that's really where I'm taking it in the direction. I'm going into level of depth of characterization for the characters, for the leads, for Sky Masterson, going deeper into his philosophy and what happens at the end. At the end, spoilers here, that there's going to be a look up to women, and the women who would help men only because of looking at this. Here's women from Ukraine taking their children. This has changed the world forever, but do you understand we have a role as filmmakers and movie makers to tell those stories, or to give people stories of courage and hope and faith that are out there, to give people a look ahead to the future. So, the strong women role are in there. The Barbra Streisand role, I'm weaving that in as a new character, this Broadway Gypsy Rose character, that she comes in, and she's going to be also a main character along with it, kind of as the POV narrator for the whole thing, to weave it in, but it adds a new dimension using those same songs. You see what I'm saying? So this is kind of like a hybrid musical in a sense, but it's a brand new way of doing it. But believe me, it's purism all the way, starting with, I went back to the Damon Runyon text and the 5 songs that they eliminated from the movie. And we started there. But because of that, it took on a whole new dimension, along with the fact that I want to further characterize the Nathan Detroit character. Here he is. He's more of a Perry Mason. And I'm going to let you know, it's not just one love story. It's many love stories. I'm bringing out a little bit of the social tensions of the time. You can't go too deep into it, because then it's not deep in music. Then it's Evita, right? Then it's Les Mis. Okay, it's too deep for that. But I want it to be there because we have that challenge to be a movie. I could turn the whole movie around and say, like I said, the lesser known songs of Dolls and Guys, again, putting the focus on the women. I'm not going to spoil the ending of it, but the women are heroes in this movie as well too. Instead of just, plastic jerks that happen to take pills during the afternoon, Mr. J. God bless all that stuff, but there's reflections on that in the entire period. So I guess maybe I'll end it there and say, I want to say thank you very much for thinking about us and giving me the chance to share my love for what I'm going to put into this production. The next steps are all to come, and we'll follow this. Maybe we'll have a little fun piece. What was I even going to show? I was looking at my history. I don't even know. We'll close out with some kind of music. Some Dr. John. On the topic of method, let's get into it, okay? It's the method. What do we have? 30 seconds? Let's go. Pretend we're on popcorn. Some Dr. John. Use some organ. soon on the peace, love, and faith.